Metal Gear Solid 3, probably my personal favorite Metal Gear Solid game because it is the most emotional. The story is straightforward, but still has a good amount of depth, is a classic spy tale combined with Metal Gear Solid action story, fits into the canon very nicely, was extremely unexpected, to be honest. As a prequel, there's a bunch of mysteries left at the end of 2 that 4 subsequently answers, but 3 doesn't really address for the most part. Still a fascinating story. There's some great action in this. The stealth is fast-paced despite the menu-based camouflage system, which I actually personally quite liked and enjoyed using. There is a lot of hidden secrets in all the Metal Gear Solid games. Each of them are fantastic. Voice work is great. There is not as many cinematics as the other games, but there is still quite a bit, so if you don't like watching, you might want to give this a rent first, but still, this is actually probably a great starting point for someone who wants to jump into the series. There is no backstory necessary required to appreciate and love this game for the other Metal Gear games. And this is just an overall fantastic game. It has an immense amount of unlockables as well, though no multiplayer, unless you count the now defunct online. The original Kingdom Hearts, an extremely odd matchup between the Final Fantasy team Square Enix and Disney. Who would have thunk it and who would have thought it would go well? But fantastically enough, it actually did. Despite some camera problems and gameplay issues, this is a really great RPG. It's got the Disney nostalgia that all of us love. Everyone who has any kind of heart loves at least one Disney movie, really true to their heart. Personally, mine is Nightmare Before Christmas, so I was delighted to go back through Halloween Town. And not only getting on these memories, you're building upon a new story with some fast-paced action RPG action, a fast leveling system that, while not deep, does provide some level of satisfaction. There is a decent number of secrets, some hidden bosses, as most Japanese RPGs contain, and the story ends really nicely. You will not be disappointed by this one. Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Anyone who thinks it's kiddie, go play it for yourself. It's still great. War of the Monsters is an extremely underrated PS2 game. I don't know why more people haven't played this. It was made by Incog Inc. of Twisted Metal Black, Calling All Cars fame, if nothing else. And this is also produced by Sony. This is a fantastic game. The fighting system is fast, fun, arcadey, but it's got a lot of depth like all good arcade fighters do. Each of the characters you can be is a mock-up of the giant classic monsters, so you have the Godzilla knockoff, King Kong knockoff, the giant alien knockoff. It is just hilarious. You got dragons in here. You know what, this is a juvenile fantasy game where you play as robots shoot atomic missiles out of their head, but you know what, this is a fantastic game. It is arcade fighting at its best, in my opinion. The graphics are fast, smooth, the destructible buildings are great, the environmental effects are great, there's a ton of unlockables to unlock, multiple extra characters, there is mini games, extra costumes, one in particular, if you have a save for Twisted Metal Black, you can unlock a giant mechanized Sweet Tooth character, lots of fun. I am currently in the process of getting my file back for the PS3 because this game is just that much fun. You will need to play it through quite a few times to unlock all of the extras, but you will not regret it. This game has 1 player and 2 player, and that's about it, but you know what? That's all it needs. This is a fantastic game, and I spread the word to everyone I know. I truly wish they would make a sequel. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. The final Metal Gear Solid game, at least starring Solid Snake, and you know what? This, gameplay-wise, is the best of all of them. This has incredible amount of gameplay mechanics that can be very, almost impenetrable if you haven't played the older ones, I'm sure. But regardless, this game is a lot of fun to play. It does lean extremely heavily on cinematics. If you do not like watching cutscenes, get the hell out. But at the same time, this is not a game you can just pick up. You'll need to have played Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 3 helps as well, but you can get by without it if necessary. But the graphics are fantastic, probably some of the best graphics you can currently find on next-gen systems. There is a bevy of unlockables, both in-game with iPod songs, different camouflage outfits, random picture-taking assignments, absolutely insanity, along with all the downloadable content that is still coming out. There is an in-game podcast that, while promised at launch, is still now beginning in January 2009, and along with downloadable music, as well as constant capitalization on this game. This is going to be a game that's going to be here to stay. This has got online mode too, it's quite good, and I can't think of anything bad to say about this game aside from the fact that if you do not like cinematics, you will not like this game. It is a shorter game than the other ones, and it has probably close to 60 65% cinematics of the game. That's about it. But overall, this is a great game. This is a fitting end for Solid Snake. I hope this will not be the last time you visit the Metal Gear Solid verse. Dragon kick your ass into the Milky Way. Hell yes, God Hand. Anyone that knows me knows that this had to be on the list. This game is brutally unfair. The graphics are not that good at all. There's glitching problems abound, but you know what? This is still one kick-ass game. It goes in, you go out, basically. It kicks your ass and hands you back on a rather uncomfortable platter. This game puts you in the control of superpowered Gene. Unfortunately, your enemies just seem just as powerful as you, and can kick your ass right back. With such special attacks as Pimp Hand and forming a giant baseball bat out of your spiritual energy and knocking enemies into the sky Team Rocket style, this is one of the hardest beat-em-ups and most crazy beat-em-ups I have ever seen. This game is ruthless. If you do not like difficult games or are willing to put in the investment to learn, this game will kick your ass, and it will not be fun. However, if you do, this is an enjoyable game whose brand of humor will certainly not forget anytime soon, and can be very satisfying when you get on a roll. God Hand. And so ends my top 10 lists, and I would just like to clarify before I close to say that when I was talking of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, I was therefore also referring to the expansion pack, which comes with a fully 3D camera, fixing one of the series' main problems. Anyway, these are all incredible games. At least check them out, watch a trailer for them. I beg of you, check out some of these things. They're extremely underrated, a couple of them, and, you know, these are games that deserve to be played. There are some shit games out there, I've played a lot of them, I know, but these are games that at least deserve exposure. Even if you don't like them, at least check them out. That's all I ask. Till next time, have fun, keep playing. Is Josh, out.